Alright, so I want to make a video today about God and the relationship that we have with God. I want to start off by saying, first of all, I love you. And then I want to say that the relationship that we have with God is important. The reason why it's important, and something that I had to come to realize, is that even though I never in my life truly felt that a religion was particularly for me, I never let go of the idea that God existed. Because I've always felt in my being, in my essence, that God exists, and it was something that I could never truly let go of. And it took me years to really come to terms with the idea that, first of all, that I believed in God, but that I didn't believe in God in the way that most people would believe in it. I mean, now that I think about it, I can't really talk about the way someone else believes in God, but I can say that my understanding of what the relationship is with God and what God is totally different from what I was taught, like growing up and like going to a church and being Christian. Like, even with being Christian, something that I knew like innately was that Christ didn't want us to necessarily follow him. He wanted us to learn from him and be like him, to be Christ-like instead of being a follower. But God is the unseen. God is inside of you. God is not something that's outside of you, but what you see out in the world is because of God at the same time. And it's because of your relationship with God. Since everything that you see out in the world, everything that you encounter is a reflection of your relationship with God, then if you're seeing all positive things, that means you have a good relationship with God, or you're developing and working on a good relationship with God. And with any relationship, what you want to have great communication. You want to have respect. You want to have trust. You treat your relationship with God as you would treat your relationship with someone that you can see, like a person that you can see, like an actual being. It could be a person. It could be an animal. It could be anything. But you want to have a great relationship with that being, whatever it is. But when I say that, you want to also recognize that God is unseen, and since God is unseen, you can't, or you shouldn't focus outward in that way, unless your intention is to have great relationships with everything that you encounter. And that's also a way to communicate and a way to show that you love and respect God. It's kind of it's somewhat hard to explain if you don't really get what I'm saying. But if you open your heart and you just hear what I'm saying, you will understand that what I'm saying is true, and what I'm saying is coming from a place of understanding and growth, that we all at some point we'll reach a level of understanding when it comes to what God is and how to have a relationship and how to show that you love and you respect. And it's not about fearing. That's the only thing that I don't really get. You're not supposed to fear God. You're supposed to have a relationship, you're supposed to love God, but you're not supposed to fear, because what would be the purpose of fearing something that's divine? What would be the purpose of fearing something that's helping you or supposed to help you, or something that well, not supposed to, something that does help you, especially if you build that relationship and you it's like especially if you like plant the seed of wanting to be a good person, or wanting to have a good heart, wanting to build and have a good relationship. You have to water that. You have to water it with your actions, and watering it through your actions shows that you are dedicated, shows that you are committed to your own growth. And God actually does care about your growth. God loves you more than you realize. Like, God will listen to your every thought and basically believe in your every thought, and will reward you and punish you based on your every action. No matter what it is. And the energy that you put in those thoughts and actions is what you see in the world. Like, I've been saying that like in the past few videos, but it's true, and it actually matters. Like, you have to pay attention to your thoughts, like about people and about yourself. Just like judgment. When I was talking about judgment, like we look for judgment like in a way that it's out of us, it's outside of us, like it's outside of our control, or it's outside of our responsibility, and we don't take accountability for the fact that we have judgment inside of us. And God, since God is inside of you, God is within you, the God that you look to, that you're thinking that is going to be outside of you judging you, is actually on the inside judging you. And it makes it worse because a lot of times we don't hear it, we're not aware of it, and we don't know that the reason why things are the way they are for us is because of the inner judgment, or the relationship that we have with God, or the way that we show and tell God to treat us. And the actions matter. They all matter. You have to have faith. Despite everything that you're going through, have faith, because sometimes it's bigger than just like what you see. Remember, I said it's the unseen, like the stuff that you don't see, like how you treat yourself, like not looking at yourself in the face or in the eyes, or not appreciating your smile, not wanting to laugh because you feel it inside of you, but you don't want to laugh. Like that shows that you either are uncomfortable, or you have judgments that you don't acknowledge, or you're not aware of, and that's not good. Like, you can't have those judgments inside of you. Like, that's not good for you. It's like shaking up a soda bottle and it explodes, and you wonder why if you twist the top off it explodes. It's because you shaking it up, and all that stuff that's inside of you, all that carbonation is like just like moving really fast inside of you, like, and it explodes, and it's like all over the place, inside of control, because you shook it up. But if you took care of that if you held that bottle with care, and you respected it, and you acknowledge the fact that it has something inside of it that can be shaken up, that can explode if you treat it wrong. But that's what it is. You have to treat that with respect. You have to love that thing. You have to nurture it to help it grow, to help you grow, because your growth is way more important than any relationship outside of yourself. Like focusing on other people, that's great, but you have to also focus on yourself. That's even greater. You are a great person, regardless of anything that anybody has to say. Like, you are a great person. And for that, I say I love you. But you have to love yourself too. That's way more important than anything outside of yourself. You have to love yourself. I've been saying that it's projections, but at the same time, you have to love what's inside to really appreciate what's outside. Because the outside is a reflection of what's inside. It's like the number 8. Like, it represents peace and harmony. But if you lay the number 8 down, it represents infinity or infinite. And what I've come to understand the number 8 as is like a reflection. Like it has a center point, and we can call it 0 point, where both of the circles meet, and there's no distinction of like one is this or one is that. It's like they're both equal. So like think of that as your life. Like the stuff that goes on in your head, that's one side of it, and then the other stuff that's on the other side is what projects out. But at the same time, they're both connected, and since they're connected, they both reflect each other. And it's great to have that understanding. It's great to know that those things reflect, but what are you putting on both sides? And is it balanced? Is it equal? Is it in harmony? Is it at peace with itself? I mean, regardless of the fact if you stand the infinity up, if it becomes finite, that's cool, that's important, but recognizing that it still represents peace and harmony is important, because either way you flip it, it's still gonna make sense. It's still gonna represent those things. It may mean a little bit different, but if you look at it, it's still kind of it still kind of looks the same. It still kind of represents the same idea, of balance and of reflection and of harmony. It's great. It's still great to have that understanding. I lost my train of thought, but yeah. That's just what I wanted to come here to say today. I really felt that in my spirit to say that today. And I hope this message reaches you and you have a great day. I hope you've had a great day. It was kind of sunny and it kind of feels good outside. Even though we're in quarantine, I hope you're getting some sunlight. I hope you're getting some type of peace. I hope you are loving yourself, and I express gratitude for you watching this video, you taking time out of your day to do so. Your time is very important, and I appreciate the fact that you have spent this time with me. And that being said, I'll talk to you on the next video.